Hi everyone, the following is a video introduction and tutorial for Activity 5, Draw a House in VEXCode VR. So this activity is going to be largely all about your creativity and getting a chance to use the pen in a creative way. And so for that, the challenge is to simply draw a house, but the levels are staggered out in such a way that you're going to keep adding to this house. So for level 1, program the VR robot to draw a house on the art canvas using the pen block, using a square for the house and a triangle for the roof. The shapes do not have to be perfect. Well, that was the original description for level 1. And after going through this the first year with my students, we came up with all sorts of things that we could draw. It doesn't have to be a house that is a square and a triangle, but if that's where you want to begin, that's totally fine. I did put a comment off to the side that says does not have to look like this. The design, you can make the design of the structure any way that you want. And you can see I have an example here, which I will play for you in VEXCode VR at the end of this video that is more of a castle than anything. For level 2 then, just looking for you to keep adding to your design, to your sketch that you have going with your VR robot. And it says to add a garage to the side of the house. Again, it doesn't have to be a garage. You can add anything that you want, another shape, kind of make it a little bit larger and more intricate. For that, I am going to ask you to set the pen color to a different color so that it is separate from what you're going to be drawing out as kind of like the base of the house. So changing up the colors a little bit just so you get a more interesting finished product. For level 3 then, decorate your house by adding windows, a door, a chimney, or any other decorations. And again, it's all about being creative. And then lastly here for level 4, use the pen features to draw some type of landscaping or a scene around your structure. So again, this is my finished example, and I went through and made a castle, and you can tell that this is a three-dimensional sketch. It's not an isometric, it's not a perspective, it's actually an oblique sketch because it's starting with a flat front face, and the depth of this is all being projected at a 45-degree angle off and back to the right. So this is an oblique type of sketch, and you do not have to make yours three-dimensional. It can be two-dimensional if you want. But if you're looking for more of a challenge, that could certainly be a place to start. From there, I actually programmed out how to build all the walls and that little iconic castle step up down feature that you see there along the top and the front and the back of my design. And then for adding details to my house, I added doors and a window and a little drawbridge here. That was all done in red pen. Because I have the drawbridge, I wanted to draw in like a moat around the front of my castle. And then I added just 3 little bushes here to serve as my landscape. So that's the entire description. This is going to be played on the Art Canvas Playground. And down here for helpful hints, it really just talks about using the pen tool, which I know that we're all pretty familiar with at this point. So if I could just show you my code here, it's actually kind of involved. But with this, I went through and made many different my blocks and then just have this one main sequence of code here, setting my drive velocity and turn velocity to 100, or rather 1,000. And for level 1, 2, 3, and 4, all of those pieces play out. And then I threw a stop project block on the end there just to get things to get the timer to stop. So I really wanted to see how long was it going to take me to actually complete my sketch. So I have my block over here for drawing the castle top, just a little repeat loop here, and I've actually used that a couple of times or twice in my actual programming here for level 1, drawing out the 4 sides of my castle, just a lot of driving and turning, putting the pen down, picking the pen up, changing the pen color, that sort of thing. For level 2, going through, drawing out the door and the bridge, and then drawing the windows down towards the bottom here. I used a repeat loop for that. The repeat loop is set to 36 times, and I got it to make what looked like a circle by moving for 10 degrees each time and then driving forward only 15 millimeters. I have a little my block out here for drawing the bushes. So again, kind of just playing around with turning left for 45 and driving forward for a certain distance, turning right for a different degree and driving forward, and seeing what kind of pattern that can create when you put the repeat block around that. Level 3 here is what my code was for drawing the moat down at the bottom, and to add to level 4, drawing in the grass and the bushes that you saw there. So I'm going to go ahead and select the playground, make sure I'm on the art canvas. I just let this one play out for you. Good thing to note is that you are starting in the middle of the canvas on this one, so I actually drove out to the left and then put my pen down and started from there. So it goes and makes that really iconic looking castle front face. Then I dragged it out to that 45-degree angle and created some depth in my sketch and repeated that process along the back edge. Came down along the front, close off that 45-degree angle on the right side, draw a little height line over there on the left. And then from here we go into the door, did a nice little repeat pattern for the arc of the door there as well. Went right out into the bridge. Here's that repeat loop for the window. And what was really tricky here was making sure that things were balanced and symmetrical as I was creating my sketch. That was really important to me. So I used the positioning a lot as I was moving around. There comes the moat, switch it up to blue. And then lastly, a little bit of landscape here. And just doing that fun little repeat back and forth, left and to the right, creating some kind of jagged edge that resembles a bush. And so that was my finished product for Activity 5, drawing a house within quotations there. I can't wait to see what kind of amazing things you all come up with. And of course, I ended with my little robot going into the door frame there. So that was our tutorial for today's lesson. Hopefully you guys have some fun with this one. Looking forward to what you come up with. I'll see you next time.